They were our eyes, our ears, our messengers to the stars. We sent them where we could not go, to worlds beyond our wildest dreams. Cassini, 13 years around Saturn. Saturn's rings and moons in breathtaking detail. New horizons, racing across billions of kilometers. First intimate glimpse of Pluto. The Voyagers, sailing into interstellar space, carrying humanity's message. They are extensions of our senses, proxies in the grand exploration of the cosmos. A pinnacle of human curiosity and ingenuity. A testament to our desire to understand our place in the universe. Their journeys span decades through harsh environments, the freezing vacuum, intense radiation, and micrometeoroid threats. Yet they persevere, collecting data, snapping images, and sending their findings back to Earth. They have rewritten our textbooks, reshaped our view of the solar system, and inspired a generation of scientists, engineers, and dreamers. They are not just tools, they are the embodiment of our ambition to reach for the stars. Their signals are more than data, they are whispers from another world. For the mission scientists, receiving these signals is a daily miracle, a connection to a distant family member. But every mission, no matter how spectacular, no matter how long-lived, faces the same inevitable fate: silence. The stream of data will one day slow to a trickle, and then it will cease entirely. The connection will be broken. The voice from the void will be gone. What really happens when a probe goes dark? And what does that mean for humanity's quest and legacy? The end of a mission is not a sudden event, but a slow, calculated decline, dictated by the fundamental laws of physics. The most critical of these resources is power. For probes like the Voyagers, this power comes from the slow decay of radioactive material in their RTGs. For others, closer to the Sun, it is the sunlight captured by their vast solar arrays. But RTGs decay and sunlight weakens with distance. Then there is the matter of fuel, not for propulsion, but for something far more crucial: orientation. They need to fire tiny thrusters to keep their high-gain antennas pointed precisely at Earth, a minuscule target across the vastness of space. Once this hydrazine fuel runs out, the probe, though potentially still powered, becomes deaf and mute. Beyond power and fuel, there is the simple, unavoidable process of aging. The delicate electronic components are constantly bombarded by high-energy cosmic rays. Over decades, this relentless radiation can cause cumulative damage, leading to system glitches, memory failures, and eventually, a complete shutdown. The farther a probe travels, the weaker its signal becomes because of the inverse square law. Eventually, the probe's signal becomes so faint that it is completely drowned out by this cosmic background noise. The final phase of a mission is often its most daring, as scientists, knowing the end is near, push their robotic explorers to perform risky maneuvers, a last flourish before the final curtain call. Few missions have captured the public imagination quite like Cassini. For 13 years, this magnificent robotic explorer orbited Saturn, but by 2017, its fuel was running low. To protect the pristine, potentially life-bearing moons, a decision was made. Cassini would be given a grand finale. Cassini was sent on a series of daring dives through the unexplored gap between Saturn and its innermost rings. On September 15th, 2017, the time came for the final plunge. It sent back unique data until the very last second. Then, as predicted, the signal faltered. In the control room, a moment of silence, then applause. But there were also tears. If Cassini's end was a sudden, dramatic finale, the story of the Voyager probes is a long, slow goodbye. Launched in 1977, they are humanity's longest-running and most distant explorers. In 2012, Voyager 1 made history by becoming the first human-made object to enter interstellar space. Voyager 2 followed it in 2018. Their nuclear batteries are slowly losing power. To keep them alive, mission controllers have been shutting down non-essential systems to conserve energy. Sometime around the 2030s, the power levels will drop below the minimum required to run the radio transmitter, and at that point, the conversation will end for good. Long after they fall silent, the Voyagers will continue their journey, sailing through the Milky Way for millions of years, carrying our story into the great, unknown darkness. The story of the New Horizons probe is one of patience and a single breathtaking moment of discovery. On July 14, 2015, it raced past Pluto, transforming it from a simple point of light into a vibrant, compelling world. Its primary mission complete, New Horizons was given a new target, Arrokoth, the most distant object ever explored up close. But now, New Horizons faces the same fate as the Voyagers. Its end will be a slow fade until its voice is lost to the cosmic static. Long before, there were other goodbyes from the first generation of explorers. Pioneer 10 and Pioneer 11, they paved the way. The very last, very faint signal from Pioneer 10 was detected on January 23, 2003. After that, silence. When a probe goes silent, its journey does not end. It transitions from an active explorer into a silent wanderer, a ghost ship sailing the cosmic ocean. Freed from the sun's gravitational grasp, they travel onward into interstellar space. They will drift through the Milky Way for eons. They will outlast their creators, their nations, and perhaps even their home planet. They are time capsules of a specific human moment, carrying late 20th and early 21st century technology into the far future. The Voyager Golden Record is the most famous, a 12-inch gold-plated copper disc, an analog recording chosen for durability. It contains 115 images, sounds of wind and rain, music from Bach to Chuck Berry, and spoken greetings in 55 languages. The project was a message to ourselves, a mirror held up to humanity asking, if you had to summarize all of humanity in one small package, what would you include? Long after power fades, the records endure. They carry our music, our languages, and our images through the galaxy. After the silence falls, the probes transform into monuments, testaments to one of the noblest qualities of the human spirit, our insatiable curiosity. In the distant future, some future entity might one day discover one of our silent probes. They will become archaeological artifacts. A space probe, preserved in the sterile vacuum, would be an almost perfect artifact. Its materials, its wiring, its computer chips, all of it would tell a story. These silent probes are our most enduring legacy, the pyramids of our age, destined to outlast everything we have ever built on our home planet. The silence of a probe is not the end of exploration. Instead, each farewell serves as a powerful reminder that the torch of discovery must be passed on. Cassini's silence passed the torch directly to missions like Dragonfly, a revolutionary rotorcraft lander that will fly through Titan's atmosphere. The Voyagers gave us glimpses of Europa. Now, the Europa Clipper mission is on its way to investigate whether that ocean could harbor the conditions for life. The legacy of a silent probe is not just in the data it sent back, but in the new missions it inspires and the new explorers it helps to create. The greatest legacy of these missions is a change in our perspective. They transformed the planets from points of light into real places. The iconic pale blue dot image taken by Voyager 1 shows Earth as a single, tiny pixel, a mote of dust in the vast cosmic arena. This image has become a symbol of our planet's fragility and our shared responsibility to protect it. The silence of a probe is not a failure, it is a graduation. It signifies that the mission has given all it can and has successfully laid the groundwork for its successors. Each silent probe becomes an echo of our own voice, traveling endlessly into the stars. Someday, maybe another civilization will find one, and know that long ago, humans reached out into the universe, not with fear, but with wonder. They are our legacy, our quiet, humble declaration that we were here,